Hello and welcome to the first Let's Play on this channel, which involves the mod Kaiserreich. For those who do not know what Kaiserreich is, it is a alternate history as if Germany won World War One from the perspectives of the time of the German Empire and what they thought would happen if they won World War One. Now then, it is a very big and vast mod with lots to it. And today, I am not going to be playing Germany or anywhere in Europe. I'm going to be playing in North America, the United States. I am still very conflicted, as some might say, divided on which faction of the major conflict in Kaiserreich known as the Second American Civil War. As such, I will probably not be decided until the moment happens. So, this is going to be a very long Let's Play. It's going to be a very different Let's Play from the Equestrian War Let's Plays. This has a very clear end, as 1945 is when events stopped firing. So, I have until 1945 to make America, well, just America. Now, and this is a mod, which is part of the co-op. The mod and co-op of Play 4, I hugely support it and will almost certainly be playing more mods in the co-op. Not Millennium Dawn, because I don't like Millennium Dawn and nothing happens. And it's a fairly recent edition, but I might be playing, I don't know. I'll have to check the list. There's some pretty good mods in there. So, without further ado, let us begin my Let's Play in Kaiserreich. Now then, these will be uploaded on Thursday and Friday. So, now then, I have to talk about this brief history since it does not have the opening panel like Equestrian War. The United States has almost left their policy of isolation to intervene in the Reichskrieg, but ultimately kept out of the war. This led to the victory of the Central Powers, and since then the U.S. economy the USA has struggled economically. European trade opportunities and payment to loans to the Entente has been made impossible by the German victory. Still internationally regarded as a nobody, he now faces more in international dissent as a Republican Democratic. His enemy is sounds by two groups: the Syndicalists and the American First Union. With a mounting crisis at home, the only moderate reputation overseas, things are not looking good for the United States. At the start, you have the Great Depression. Since the collapse of the United States, the New York stock market in 1925, the United States has been gripped by the Great Depression. This into massive economic woes plaguing America from this never-ending crisis. The Great Depression has given energy to both Long and Reed as they campaign against one another in the establishment and political crisis. The United States is in crisis. The Great Depression has been ravaging our country for over a decade, has not let up. Public desperation has allowed the far-left Socialist Party of the America and the far-right American First Party to gain strength in recent years. Others look to MacArthur and the military as a way to solve both depression and radicalization. Many worried that the United States could descend into civil war so that our current situation not be soon be resolved, or a radical presidential candidate win in the upcoming 1936 election. So, yeah. There's a lot of lore in Kaiserreich, which is what a huge number of people love. Now, and I do have the Equestrian War music mod on because I like the music from that mod. So this is going to abruptly end, rather hilariously. Probably the pony music. Okay, Kaiserreich Alpha 0.8 divided states. Kaiserreich team proudly presents Kaiserreich Alpha version 0.8 divided states for Hearts of Iron 4. For months now, our team's been working from every corner of the world to bring you this mod. We hope you enjoy playing it as much as we did making it. You should be aware that the mod is designed with the assumption that the players will always annex all possible states in peace treaties, so you should make sure to do that. We also remind you this is still an alpha, so expect bugs, crashes, and various headaches. If and when you encounter any of these, please report these to the GitHub Bugs Tracker. If you have any other questions, please do not ask and hesitate. Please check the game FAQ first. Enjoy! The KR4 team. First team founded list in the credits. Thank you, Kaiserreich team. This is the president of the International News Tribune speaking. Kaiserreich is a mod deeply entrenched in lore and storytelling conveyed through events, NASA focuses on other means. However, as the player, you might not even realize this because many of the happenings in foreign countries are unknown to your eyes. Therefore, we've created a system of news events that will tell you about major events that happened recently in other countries that contain tidbits of lore to help you understand the meaning. Pretty much, So if you're a tester or someone who's played a whole bunch who doesn't want pop-ups, you can turn it off. I want to know everything. And they have a new home. Okay, America has major issues as so might our massive political decay. So, they have been some pretty major changes in the Kaiserreich. If this is your first time seeing it, it's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 political parties as compared to the original 4. There is now 5 minister slots, and there's a huge number more to select from. In the most recent update, they reduced their costs but weakened them significantly. Companies, there's now a lot more companies, at least in major countries such as the United States. And there's now just more types of military staff. No theorists. I think they've been removed. So, maybe see the staff. Ooh. Okay. Decisions. There's been a fair number. There's been a fair number of reduction in decisions, but onto research. Now that they have changed symbols and made sure that there's a huge number of lore for everything. They changed the font too. Okay. But, yeah, there's a lot in this mod. So, without further ado, I'm going to do my usual thing of electronics and industry. And since I start with 4 research slots, I'm those to pick up defensive weapons. Okay, because of the Great Depression, I have access to almost no factories, so instead I'm going to bump up the industry around over here. Because that's to be what's keeping this country together. Almost no factories there, and I have a huge number. Okay, important to note, Kaiserreich in the most recent update has also changed the entire naval tech tree with a huge number more capital ships and everything under the sun. You have heavy carriers, you have just basic carriers, you have dreadnoughts, you have fast battleships, you have armored cruisers, you have destroyers. Because of this, there's now this huge wall of ships you can build, which I actually really like. Now then, I'm going to be going for some convoys. Now I did a test run to make sure I don't accidentally make this American Civil War never fire, because that would just be so hilariously awesome in so many ways. You know, like, I'm in confidence. Okay, the American tree is huge. There's a huge amount you can do in just America, including the ability to avoid the Civil War. I'm not going to do this because that will not make for actually that must have been interesting. Let's play. I'm going to focus on the Air Force. Is this a new song? Huh, this one I haven't really heard. Okay, America starts with only 5 divisions because, you know, you suck because you never intervened. And also there's the Great Depression going on. I'll be straining actual divisions. Yeah, you can't even strain. Huh, new special templates. Cool. Okay. So yes, there's a lot going on in Kaiserreich. I'm just assuming that people have actually played Kaiserreich are watching this. The United States in 1946, I've actually mostly talked about on this first half, but this is more lore. 1946, the United States of America is gripped by unrelenting crisis. Although able to avoid the horrors of the First Reich, Krieg this allowed its prosperity to continue well into the 1920s. The Zerent victory in the First Reich Krieg followed by the French and British revolutions led to the Wall Street crash of 1925. This sent America to a spiral into the Great Depression and allowed the Berlin stock market to take its place at the forefront of the world economy. The election of Herbert Hoover in 1928 was initially promised and failed entirely to relieve the decline of the American economy. By 1936, the country spent over a decade in the midst of the worst financial crisis it's ever seen. This fueled by the rise of radical parties in America from the far left Socialist Party and the far right First America First Party. Hoover's continuous re-election by means of the House of Representatives in 1942 and the ongoing Great Depression meant there are problems are unlikely to be resolved anytime soon. Many, though, feared the upheaval that would result from one extreme party coming to power, or should the Great Depression continue unabated. God save America. Okay. Now then, there's a lot of interest in lore, and I might provide a link to the wiki in the description. In fact, I will do that because it's such an interesting setting. It has. See, these are the new borders of Europe. Okay. This is going a bit slower than I expected, but, you know. Yes, have the first video of this Let's Play be 30 minutes, and this will be probably when you see this will be uploaded, this will be like 45 minutes long. Assassination of President Kerensky has been shot and killed on his way to now. The assassin was taken down by the police, but the goals and intents of the attackers are unknown. Despite his massive unpopularity amongst the Russian people due to the bossed land reforms and inefficient rule, Kerensky was nevertheless able to hold the country together for years and instead of throwing Russia into chaos. The Senates are discussing the possible replacement of Kerensky, and new coalitions are being formed between the left and the right, while military men like Kerensky welcoming Turnov are just one step away from intervening and dissolve democracy and save Mother Russia. How barbaric. Fun, fun, fun. He gets shot dead. Yeah, there's a lot of fun things that can happen in Kaiserreich. It's a fun mod. They don't have a historic AI focus, and also I'm not playing on Iron Man mode because, well, as shown by their warning that it's very much an alpha state. Man, this is going really slow. This computer is not the best at running the game in Canada. I think actually has more soldiers than me to start with. Yeah, they do. Yeah, and they've seen some pictures, which is nice. But we have access to far greater amounts of manpower. I will not say pony power for the entirety of this Let's Play. I can promise you that much. Sequestria War is for different Let's Plays. Now, the mod is still not complete. There's still a fair bit lacking. Like, say, the Caribbean has yet to get Focus 3s, despite everywhere else getting them in North America, but they'll be adding that in a hotfix. Trying to remember. All of Africa actually has Focus 3s. Almost all of Europe, with a couple notable exceptions. Totalist Starter. I'm not gonna read through all this wall of text. It's pretty much totalism is like National Socialism, only without the genocide. There's a couple notable countries. Does Afghanistan have Unique 3? No. Most of up here, the Austrian puppets, all of China except Mongolia and the Vientiane government, and the like licensed cities don't have focus trees, but they do. They have a fun focus tree where you can actually have criminals take over and form a massive crime nation. You have the Kaiserreich world become very dystopic very fast, by the way. You have the situation end where in the 50s and 60s there is this still continuous war everywhere. America is under a dictatorship, which I'll be going for. Because you have two options to lead the United States. You have democracy's triumphs, where democracy is won, and you continue and you reform the nation. Or you can have Douglas MacArthur declare himself the American Kaiser. This little pop-up. At which point, he will, well, take over America and make himself Supreme Commander of all the United States. Take over. I'll be going down for that route, and I will unify all of North America, as is the destiny of the states. Now, in Mexico, went under Syndicalist Revolution. It actually has some pretty fun stuff you can go down. You can have some fun things happen in the Kaiserreich universe. Now then, there's some fun stuff like Nationalist Populace is Profits from the legation cities let the money flow. Fall into 1926, German intervention signed a treaty named Zing signed in November of that year. Foreign trade was open to richest cities of the coast under control. So under control of world powers own an interest in society. Independence of this continuum of cities was guaranteed by 8 powers. Australia, Austria, Canada, Germany, Japan, the French Republic, Russia, and the United States. Foreign investments in the legation cities themselves flourished not only for foreign trade, but thanks to smuggling into Aklis, Ostend, and Xing imperial territories over a decade later, our interest in the legation cities is still paying us dividends. Let the money flow. Pretty much what that means is you get stability, the factory output. Now they can continue. Okay. France is going through syndicalism. So, which route did they take? They took their totalist route. Interesting. In Black Monday, on the 3rd of February 1936, the Berlin stock market exchange stopped sinking. It plunged, fueled by the instability of the market. Panic selling erupted as soon as the stock market opened on Monday morning. It took well into the night for teleprinters to stop sputtering out the results of what became known as Black Monday. With the results being analyzed, it was clear that the situation has only gotten worse. The stock of this unprecedented economic collapse will, no doubt, be felt all over the world. The German golden age has ended, for now at least. So yeah, pretty much it's the weakened Germany and I am not going to form the coalition since I want. Okay. 1936 election is looking to be one of the most contested in American history. Many politicians from the upper circle of the Republican and Democratic parties feared victory, but it's also the Party of America or the America First Party, which means the end of the American way of life. In order to avoid this, the plans have been proposed within the halls of power to form a coalition ticket between the Republican and Democratic parties. With Progressive Senator Floyd Olson of Minnesota as the president candidate, this plan is unlikely to be popular with many lower-ranking members of the party, but it can be the only thing that can prevent radical parties from gaining strength. Do not form a coalition because I want this war to happen. Black Monday hits America. Despite the political turmoil and inefficient economy relief programs, it seems to many as if the economy of the United States may finally be undergoing a slow recovery after the Wall Street crash in 1925. Black Monday has put an end to such hopes, and it's down at a death keel for an already ailing economy. Republicans and Democrats have both pledged to fix the economy so they win the election. No public confidence is rapidly waning. Both Reid and Long have rallied hard against the corrupt banking and political sectors, as they blame for allowing the crash to happen. This is just not our year. Who cares about Afghanistan? Maybe I shouldn't allowed all events. Oh well. Why is everything colored? It's like when I play upstairs, nothing's colored, but when I play down here, everything's colored. It's the weirdest thing. Why are you blue, America? Well, it's obvious why they're blue. Do I have convoy raiders? Here we go. I'm focused on the Air Force because the Navy's not going to be... As well as it's going to be important during the war, the Air Force is probably going to be much more important. So this is your first time watching. Thank you so much for watching. But this is not a channel for people who are good at video games. In fact, I have actually lost my first Equestria War Let's Play, but won my playthrough as Equestria. I'm hoping that I can win this one because I'm actually fairly decent at the game. I haven't done anything ridiculous. So, you know, if you're looking for anyone who's like, oh yeah, I conquered the world as Democratic Bhutan, this is not the channel. It's more of, here's this guy who really likes a mod about ponies and the Germany won World War I. They're not connected, by the way. Actually, they kind of are, but that's besides the point. But if you're looking for someone who plays games for fun, who plays mods about ponies for fun, and other such things for fun, this is a definite channel for you. This is also going to be serve as a bit of it. News reminder, I have a channel update, but you don't need to watch that, really. It's just telling you that I'm going to have a new schedule coming up. Equestria War is going to be updating very soon. They have confirmed sometime by the end of this month. It was planned I'll resume the Let's Plays of Equestria War. They will be uploaded on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and it appears, I'm not sure yet, no promises. This is peace deals. It appears that I'll be playing the River City. Lake City, excuse me. With violence and disabilities sweeping through the country, the AFP and the SPA have begun to form various paramilitary militias who, as they claim, are necessary to protect the people since Seen patrolling under strongholds and party rallies, these well-armed, equipped paramilitary units are already engaged in scattered extremely violent conflicts that can turn very, very bad very fast. This is not good. I'll be playing Lake City, the nominal head of the new River Coalition, in the next update of Equestrian War. So that's gonna be tons of fun. I'll be playing. There's gonna be 16 new focus trees in Equestrian War, and I will be playing a huge number of them and continuing to do huge numbers of Let's Plays for Equestrian War since I love the mod. And on Saturdays and then on Thursday and Friday will be this series of Kaiserreich as the United States of America, as I attempt to unify North America under one banner. So yes, I might need to cut this a little short. Death of Pius XI. All criticism mourns the death of His Holiness Pius XI, who died following a heart attack after having been in declining health for the past several years. Something was rapidly worse than falling Black Monday. The Holy Father will soon be interred with the rest of his predecessors in the tombs of the popes until the next pope can be so, and the papal state will be ruled by the calls, cardinals, and proms. The success of His Holiness is made all the more important due to the Catholic Church's role in government to reborn nations, as well as in government opposition to syndicalism, a force that seems to divide the North really the wrong deliver Pope, and seeks to again reunify the Italian peninsula. How terrible. But oh yeah, 3 years ago today, Father Sarles Colon began a weekly radio broadcast in America, which now has attracted over 50 million viewers. He's a raving anti-Semite who claims that the English Revolution in France was formulated by the zoos, that the Berlin stock market crashes, and international series whose zoos bankers somehow people still tune in, and his hate speech was not tolerated by the service, and the public is expected to make a decision whether to ask the United States to shut it down his broadcast so his hateful message cannot reach the public. He's become a danger to the public, shut him down. There's gonna be a whole bunch of events. Australia now has democracy. So, on Thursday and Friday will be Kaiserreich, this series, and also further Let's Plays and other co-op mods, and also just mods in general. Saturday will be other Let's Plays, starting with Freedom Planet, pretty much non-Hearts of Iron Let's Plays, starting with Freedom Planet. I'll almost certainly branch it out soon. I had to see the beat Freedom Planet. First movements in the Carpathias, Treaty Budapest of 1918 officially ended Red Creek for Romania, but at what cost? Romania was now dominated by German and Austrian industries. Most of her coastline was annexed by Bulgaria, and the Carpathian Mountains separated Romania from Hungary, which was put under firm Austro-Hungarian control. Humiliation Romania endured, resulting in it devoting itself to nationalist populist dictatorship led by the Canturie and his Iron Guard set out to restore Romania to what they say it should have been, a titan of the Balkans. Their first major move was a large-scale military exercise, seeming the preparation to seize Carpathias and probably the land beyond the world of saints. And so, I'll begin more games to play besides Freedom Planet on Saturday. We'll start with Freedom Planet, but if, say, certain Let's Plays such as long RPGs happen, they'll take up the Friday slot. Or more likely than not, we'll actually release 2 or 3 videos on Saturday. In fact, I'll probably be doing that for Freedom Planet to play catch up due to how long it's been since I last played Freedom Planet. This is the sign return of the Sannel. The Sannel will be glorious once again, even though it was never that glorious in the first place. But with the mods and updating, with all that it entails, the Sannel will be pumping out more content in a more regular schedule. St. Patrick's Day flood. Back to the actual game. On March 16th, 1936, warmer than usual temperatures led to the melting of a large amount of snow and ice in the upper Hungarian Munagala rivers and their tributaries have already overflowed their banks. Were soon flooded in the city of Pittsburgh on March 17th, 1936. The waters reached a flood level of 25 feet. Then overnight, heavy rain caused the water to rise even higher. On March 18th, the water peaked at 46 feet, 21 feet above the flood stage. This is the worst disaster. This is the worst such disaster in the city's history, and local authorities have already requested federal aid. We will help the people. Further plans for the Sannel include the whenever it's done scheduling of the RPZ analysis series, where I do a heavy mechanical review of games, not just how I feel about them, on top of brief history. Doubting. The first International Congress. Delegates from socialist countries and political movements around the world gather in Paris today for relays in a series of world congresses, while the mantle of the Third International was taken up by the counterarts. After the Russian Civil War and the ideological tenure of the event promised to be very different, while socialist parties began to newly dominate force. The far left delegates were greeted by a military parade, exercises an avant-garde art, and followed by a speech by the ceremony of the CSP. At the top of the agenda is the spread of the revolution to the aids of North America, ongoing conflicts in Spain, policy on colonialism, and requirements for membership to the international military alliance. Interesting development. But I'll be starting with the game Hackmaster Fort. More SPA members announced congressional bids. While there are many number of lawmakers from the National Socialist Party of America, particularly in the Steel Belt 1936 election, represented an unprecedented number of people managed to run for office under the banner of the SPA. Just as many, if not more, positive vote for them. Interesting. Southern Democrats vote aligned with the AFP. The South has been considered the heartland of the Democratic Party, but this may not be the case for much longer. Polls saw a massive spike in voter registration for the AFP on the radio broadcast. Huey Long spoke at length for his plans for America, and many turned to listen to him to speak. It seems that the AFP is growing stronger by the day. Hooray, boys, for red, white, and blue. Talking a lot. I accidentally paused the game, but RBC analysis will open with Hackmaster Fort. This will include a brief history of the game and how it came to be, and also why it is seemingly forgotten by history, and also further expand the rather excellent rules for the game. Now, that's to be released whenever, because it also requires me to read an immense number of rules, and I guess I'll be doing this for a huge number of RPGs until pretty much I run out of RPGs in my house, because my father is an avid fan of tabletop role-playing games. How about Conclave? Catholic faithful in Rome decided to leave his Sistine Chapel, Simony Bellowed, Fourth White Smoke, signifying the election of a new pope. A short time later, it was announced that the pious and popular Origo Cardinal Piel has become His Holiness Pope Pius XII, leader of the Catholic Church and head of the Roman state, of the state of Rome. St. Peter has a new occupant. So they went for the historic option. Fun. So he's gonna be nice and fun. Gonna keep Rome safe. I don't have to worry about that for a while. At the end of March, this part will end, and I'll further explain other things that will be going on. Right? Almost forgot. Pick up, expand the wasps. Okay. Okay. This is get that prepped up. Thank you so much for watching this first part of Let's Play Kaiserreich is the United States of America. It's April 1st, hilariously enough. As said before, this channel is returning and we'll have many more videos coming. I think this is the first real video in October. No, there might be a Freedom Planet one. Anyway. Coming Saturday should be Freedom Planet. No. There's going to be a family event on Saturday, and there will not be any videos or pretty much must contact for me on Saturday, just to warn you all. But Friday I might release something. Brain racking. Yes, this Let's Play shall also, once again, be very, very long, as some by the fact his computer is very slow because it's handling must-warn since an Equestrian War with many more focus trees and many more units. So this Let's Play might slow down to a crawl. I have no way to fix it because this is really the only place I can record. So sorry about how slow things will be. Hopefully you can bear with me. But I managed to do a fair bit as Italy. So once I'm done no longer talking so much, I'm sure this thing will be moving much faster since I'm not pausing and talking for so long. Yeah. Now then, there's not that many ways you can contact me. You might be able to see me on the Equestrian War Discord occasionally, but keep in mind that I'm not the most active member on there. I'm probably not going to be on the Kaiserreich Discord. I don't actually like that place very much. Yeah. And also, these are recorded with very erratic scheduling, so sometimes I know stuff ahead of time, sometimes I don't. Well, pretty much if you ask me, that means I might have already scheduled videos, sometimes I haven't. But yes, thank you so much for watching yet another Let's Play of mine. I hope I hope you all have a good night and have a fun weekend, since I will sadly probably not be recording this weekend due to family events. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a good night again.